Hi y'all, I wanted to make a video about accepting some things about yourself and maybe how some things are reflected in your life. And there are like sounds going on in my background, but I wanted to talk about how some ways that some internal things that we have with ourselves reveal a lot of things about us and our boundaries and maybe how we can also put that out in the world from our side. So for today's topic, I wanted to talk about things that are out of my control, things that are out of your control, and a topic for me is people. Is controlling myself and controlling people and controlling time. I know at the core of my heart, at the bottom of my heart, that there's no point in controlling people and controlling other people's actions. If they're not gonna follow through, that's on them. It's not anything to do with you. If they're going to delay things, that's on them, not you. But I don't want to disregard the really frustrating factors that when you're dependent on some people for a project or making the next step, sometimes we do have to depend on some people. At the very last moment, there's so much friction and there's so many things that can go wrong. I have been struggling for a year to record and do. Okay, I'm going to talk about me personally. I have been struggling to find collaborators because I've left for a year to complete some projects and complete some work that I have done. And I feel like I should take some of the blame for this because I could be better and more proactive at networking, reaching out and doing this and all of that, maybe being a better person, but there's certain things that are not acceptable. Like, I don't know, I've had an audio engineer, for example. I've had an audio engineer. We agreed on a time. Guy ended up in the woods. He totally forgot. He was literally in the woods. He literally just forgot about me, and we coordinated a time and stuff like that. So they brought a less experienced engineer, and I knew more than the engineer who was trying to record me. And no offense to them, I'm not telling you where this studio was or who these people were, but to the outside, it seems and it looks like that I haven't been able to be productive. But in reality, I've just been running into a lot of messes, unfortunately. I've been running into a lot of disorganization, and I really wonder why. Why is the art scene so freaking disorganized? And I'm an artist, and I understand that I'm really not that great at keeping tabs all the time, putting things up in my Google Calendar, but there's also a level of ego and being egocentric because these types of people pull up to people who are stars. They pull up to people with their names. But people with lesser clout, it's not that cool. And I know I should be doing this by myself. Maybe this is a reflection of I should completely do this by myself, but there are sometimes not enough hours in the day for me to improve my audio engineering skills, my vocal skills, my performing skills, my artistry, work another job on top of that, network. And I know I shouldn't be complaining, and a lot of artists do that, but this is just my freaking little experience. And so I have some good news. I finally have recorded a song with somebody that I have worked with before and I'm really grateful for. The problem is now I've run into issues with the beat for mixing, and I'm not going to say much more because when you tell people your plan, sometimes it's worse. Anywho, I'm really proud of myself because in order to do this, I had to step over a fear of mine that I'm not going to disclose right now on the internet, but eventually I will. And it took a lot of guts and it took a lot of courage. And when I stepped into it, now this is a whole different separate topic for this video. When I stepped into it, I felt so calm. I felt like the ocean that was going through some kind of hurricane or some storm had finally ended, and I was finally in the right place and finally where I needed to be. But that lasted only for so long because I feel energized. I had so little energy. Now there are new issues and new problems coming up, hence this. But they're not that different, actually. This is just showing me I really hate when people are unresponsive. I hate when people are responsive. I hate when they do the slow drip response, like it's one message a day, then they wait 24 hours, and then they ghost for 1 or 2 days. And I also hate when people are very ambiguous with their time deliveries. And guess what? Guess what I noticed? I learned that that's me, that's Daria, that's what I do. I do those things, unfortunately. Sometimes I slow drip response. I may not respect everybody's time as I don't respect my own, but that's okay. Nobody's perfect. But at the same time, usually in the professional sense, I respect people's time. So there's the duality of this and the duality of that. So, okay, I've got a couple of other plans. So, I'm rebranding soon, and I'm going to take you on a little bit of a rebranding trip of mine. I need to buy a brand new phone. Oopsies. Have to figure out. I'm changing careers. I'm not changing careers totally, actually. Like, I'm still in my lane, but I'm like, And a lot of good stuff is happening, and I kind of stepped out of my fear, stepped out of myself, whatever I'm trying to say right now. So, there's a lot of good stuff. But this is just my little update on YouTube. But I should make this conversation a little bit more vague, okay? What is with the lack of... Why is it appropriate in the artistic community to delay, to not get things done? And I understand, but whatever. I don't know, this is my little update. I don't need to do anything. Oh, bye.